Samir, the Economic Times today is reporting that the Ultratech has come out with a revised offer for Binani cement. Have you got any formal communication from Ultratech yet?
Are you asking me?
That's right.
No, what we have read is in the media this morning, but let me just retract. It's not really an extra offer. What they have added is only working capital. So that has made the bid closer to 8,000 crores. If you were to compare the next bid, which is I think at 66. If you were to compare 7610, you need to then minus the working capital component from the supposedly H1 bidder, which would then go down to 63, 6350. I say this because we have not yet, as one of the stakeholders, been shared the formal resolution plan, which has been requested by the stakeholders even at NCLT. So the numbers what I am saying are estimates on the supposedly H1 bidder.
Who, according to you, is a better suitor, Mr. Kaji, if I can call it that? Is it Ultratech or the Dalmias?
You know, to answer this question at this time may not be the most appropriate, but if I were to go purely on experience, track record, or trying to get into a resolution process, I would say Ultratech. But let us cross this bridge when we reach that stage.
Are you saying this because the Ultratech bid is better, or you think operationally the Ultratech group could manage it better? Because the Dalmias also have a great track record, and especially Puneet and his team of late have done a fantastic job of running Dalmia Cement. So again, they have they have a great track record.
No, I am not really opining at a personal level or anybody's management ability. But end of the day, what are we looking at? The IBC code looks at maximizing value, ensuring every stakeholder, end of the day, benefits. So this is also a very important criteria what one should look at while making a selection. And here I feel the IBC code should not set precedents, being an evolving process of selecting someone who has bid a lower amount. In fact, this is a rare instance where zero haircuts are being offered to every stakeholder, whether secured financial, unsecured financial, or even operating trade creditors. So which becomes an important bearing on the final selection. And we should not set, I would say, unhappy or precedents which are going to be looked at in this evolving process. That's what I would like to say.
Mr. Kaji, there are two issues out here which I think the Supreme Court is also trying to address, is solving the matter with the lenders versus solving the matter with the creditors. How do you see the way forward over here to clear the decks, to clear all the impediments, and to make a final decision? Because this has been long drawn.
See, I'll just retract here. I think if I recollect correctly with my dates, 27th March at NCLT and 2nd April at NCLAT, we were told to discuss with the lenders on a possible out-of-court settlement. Based on this, we went back to the lenders. We had a meeting, I think, on 4th April. We discussed with them. We had another meeting, I think, which was on 6th or maybe 7th. That is when they said they are open to look at a possible settlement, but let the Supreme Court take a view. That's when we even paid a deposit of 750 crores to all the lenders, and we went to Supreme Court for, we filed a petition there for a out-of-court settlement or termination of the process. now what we withdrew the same on last Friday because, sorry?
Go ahead.
Something?
No, please carry on. Please complete your point, sir.
No, we withdrew the petition because the Supreme Court felt in the hearing at NCLT, which is today, and NCLAT, which is on Thursday 19th, are yet pending. We should go back and make a point there. So hence, we now go back to the process and await what happens today or on Thursday.
You know, it's too early for me to come to a conclusion, but the way things are moving, you know, whether it is the issue of Ultratech or whether a final settlement is not settled with the creditors or not, are you confident that you would be able to arrive at a conclusion before the NCLT deadline? Because that is something, because the clock is ticking there.
Clock is ticking, but what I understand, some of the days will be added back because the days, I mean, you don't count the days when we are in court. So, but you are right, that is something which we need to take cognizance of. So, we may get 5-7 days, but we need to take a decision quickly. You are right on that.
I may ask you a very simple question just for the benefit of our viewers and for those who are tracking the story. What is the status according to you? Because I am getting a lot of different interpretation, including some off the record conversations which I have had with some you know, involved parties. So as of now, if you have to really indicate the status quo, what is the status quo with at court, at your board and your relationship with Ultratech?
No, see, the status at the court is we are number of references or petitions have been filed. Some of them are coming up for hearing today. So as the work day progresses, we will understand what is happening. Certain other petitions are yet pending, which are being heard on Thursday 19th. So that is, these two are critical days for us. As far as Ultratech is concerned, like any other possible resolution applicant, Ultratech is one of them. The point to be noted here is there was a gap of, I would say, 6 or 7 days between a decision was being taken by COC. Ultratech had revised their bid in the interim. And as an independent person, nothing to, I mean, just to make a independent assessment, I feel the COC should or could have considered the Ultratech bid because they had not yet met to really finalize and hand over the thing as a recommendation to NCLT, which they did on 14th March. So this is the only relationship.
Kaji, you spoke about how you had reached an out-of-court settlement of sorts, or you would, at least that's where you've been working towards with the lenders, with the creditors, with the parties involved. What was the proposal on offer, and what is the option that you have at the back of your mind in terms of resolving this dispute? I mean, at the end of the day, I would imagine that you would be perhaps a little aggrieved given how things are shaping up, and you know, perhaps the best offer is not being chosen in such a scenario.
You know, coming to the best offer, being an evolving process with no precedents, I do respect the IBC code, but at the same time, one needs to take into consideration you have on the table by one of the resolution applicants who has made a higher bid. I feel one should, when I say one, the process should consider that, because on one hand you are talking of recapitalization of banks. Here you have a process where existing lenders are getting close to 600 crores more. Besides these operational trade creditors are getting 400 crores more. So in effect, you are getting a close to 1,000 crores more for banks, because the operational creditors have also borrowed money from similar banks. So they will also tend to default if this proposal or any other proposal where value is not maximized. So that is the point I am trying to make. Why would one, in a process which is yet new, which is evolving, there are so many possible options, you should look at it. Or the other way is try and go for a rebid. Let it be opened back for the bidders to bid and maximize value. That is also an option which can be considered, because this is a rare instance where a company has no haircut. In fact, it's not insolvent. It's not really a bankrupt entity. Why would people offer this kind of, I would say, money if the company is insolvent or does not have potential?
My only fear, Samir, is that I'm not so sure how should one read into the demands of the creditors, because if the creditors are not settled clearly, they may go to Supreme Court, they may get a stay, and that may just extend the entire NCLT process, and then we have a deadline, then court has a deadline to meet, so it may just get complicated there.
Yeah, it could get complicated, but this point can be better answered maybe on 19th, when both the matters would be heard at NCLT and NCLAT. And what I also understand from the court, the operational trade creditors have filed their petition, which is being heard in Supreme Court on Thursday. So which is independent pendant of this. We are not really concerned with that, but that is also coming up on 19th. So you are right, there is every possibility of things getting delayed or complicated.
To clear the air here, what is Ultratech's stand on how they are proposing to clear the dues of the creditors? Lenders we know, but on creditors, what is their stand?
Sorry, come again, your voice was a bit garbled, I'm sorry.
We want a sense as to what the Dalmia Cement, Dalmia Bain Piramal Consortium view on the creditors is. But what about outstanding dues of the creditors? What is essentially Ultratech proposing, that how will they be able to take care of all the creditors here?
See, as you may see, the Ultratech's bid was 7610. 7610 takes care of all legitimate liabilities of all stakeholders, whether financially secured creditors, financial unsecured, statutory dues, or operational trade creditors. So all of them will be settled as soon as a decision is made in their favor.
Mr. Kaji, such a pleasure speaking with you, sir, today, and thanks for being all that candid and helping us understand where things really are with both the two suitors in fray right now.
Thank you. Good day.
You too. Thanks so much. Okay, that's the word coming in from Binani Industries. Like they've gone on record earlier as well and said that they're more tilted towards Ultratech, but it seems like this is not going to get solved all that soon. This could be a long run process.
No, I don't know about long run, but my whole thing is that where was Ultratech hiding
all this
when
while?
There was when the bid offer was open to all? Suddenly do you wake up and say, okay, this is an asset which I want to acquire, and this is an asset where I'm ready to bid about 1,000 crore more, approximately more than the highest bidder. So is everybody really following the NCLT process in true spirit? If you're a lender, you would say, look, I'll sell my asset to someone who gives me the highest highest money. I mean, from a lender style, if you're a seller, you'd always go for the highest bid. But was the spirit of the NCLT process followed in this? And why would anybody come back into the race when the race was open? You never indicated anything. That's my only limited point. Now, if I'm a bank, I would say I'd go for somebody who's ready to give me 1,000 crores more. I mean, what stops me from doing that? So it really depends on what happens. Then you've got the creditors, who's going to settle them. If creditors are not happy, will they go to Supreme Court and stall the entire NCLT process? There's a deadline in which NCLT process has to be done. So just when we thought that NCLT is going to take care of all the problems and it would be a clear blue sky and banks would be able to recover automatically, the process is not that easy. It is not like a very easy streamlined process. There are lots of wheels and wheels, and within wheels there are wheels.